My goal is that when you finish this video, porn will be so disgusting for you, so relevant, so stupid that you will never go back. If you want someone to sugarcoat this topic, this is not the video, and this is your cue to leave, because I will not sugarcoat this. I will not tell you it's good for you. Just 5 minutes per day is good for you. I'll see you, bro, in the video, and leave if you don't want to hear someone talk shit about porn. So you made it, brother. You're ready to never enjoy porn ever again. I want you to first of all, close your eyes. We're going to do a visualization together. Close them. I'm very serious about this. If you actually want to quit, I want you now to imagine that you keep going on this path of watching porn, of jerking off to pixels on a screen. And 10 years have passed. You're still stuck in the same path, the same cycle that you're in now. But the difference is that 10 years have passed and today's technology is even more advanced than ever. There's hyper-realistic porn technology that you would have never imagined would have been possible. This technology is even more addictive and fucked up than you've ever seen before. You just can't believe the stuff that you're watching, and you just can't stop. You feel alone, you feel unmotivated, you feel unfulfilled. You were put on earth for a reason, and now you feel shameful and guiltful that you did not make it far in life, that you did not fulfill your duty in this earth, that instead you chose to be an average man. You missed out on so many opportunities. You missed out on your future girlfriend, on your future wife, on missed opportunities with friends, with family, connections with loved ones. You missed out on all these opportunities, and now your family doesn't even respect you. They lost trust in you and lost all their respect in you. They know at this point that you've wasted your life on porn. They're more disappointed than ever, and you just can't do anything about it. You wasted 10 years of your life chasing fake pleasure. But for what? For just that instant moment of instant gratification that you felt when watching porn. But now, all these sessions left you feeling emptier. You feel drained mentally and physically. You traded your future and your purpose for just quick dopamine hits, and now you're only realizing it. And now, 10 years down the line, your life sucks exponentially more than today because you couldn't stop. But you're so chained to this porn chain that you just can't quit. It's even more addicting than ever. It's honestly too late to undo the damage, and there's nothing you can do. The worst part is that you feel deep down, this was not the man that you were destined to be. This was not the man you were put on this earth for. Now I want you to open your eyes, and I want to ask you, how did this negative visualization feel? Maybe something clicked, but most importantly, do you feel heightened fear of continuing down this path? That was honestly the goal with this visualization. A fear that no one has ever highlighted before, right? Because no one talks about the long-term effects of this. It's like, just porn, whatever. But these are real long-term effects that you will feel, especially as technology advances and it gets even more realistic than ever. I want you to pay attention to your body now. After we're done with this negative visualization, how does your heart rate feel? Is it more elevated than normal? Does your body feel a little bit tense, a little bit agitated? Because you're understanding deep down that this is not the destiny you want. You might be finally understanding, do I actually want these porn companies to control my future so much? Negative visualizations are so important, and we don't do them so often, especially with addictions and things that hurt us. You have to understand that as humans, we're programmed to avoid pain. We're driven by this desire to avoid pain. In the past, as tribes, it could have been avoid the pain of this predator trying to kill us. Avoid this pain of an impending storm trying to kill us. Oh, so you create a shelter for yourself. So you do these actions. It's so nice and easy to visualize the positive, right? It's so easy to do, like visualize yourself in a Ferrari. Visualize yourself making $1 million. It's so easy. But sometimes these negative visualizations and being driven but this desire to avoid the pain can be so powerful, more than positive visualizations. I really believe that when you truly visualize these long-term effects of porn, if you actually close your eyes and try to feel the feeling of this actually happening and occurring, I really think that this can help you. It will really hit different, and you suddenly get this desire to stop being on the same path that will take you down that line. You start actually waking up when you do these visualizations, waking up that, yes, I don't want this life. I genuinely want you to come back to this negative visualization as many times as you need, replay it. And maybe you didn't do a good job the first time of trying to be present with it and trying to feel the emotion of that moment happening 10 years down the line. I really think if you do it properly, this will change your life. Let's talk about the ultimate paradox of fapping. We're going to talk about the fake pleasure of fapping. Why do you fap? You fap because you chase this pleasure of ejaculating to porn, of watching other people have sex. But think back with me right now. How do you usually feel after you're done with your session? Was it actually pleasurable? Right? Maybe it was for a few seconds, but after you're done, was it actually pleasurable, or did that pleasure turn into pain? And usually, that's what happens. When you're done with your session, you feel like shit. The pleasure turned into pain. And pleasure that turns into pain is not pleasure. Say it with me one more time. Pleasure that turns into pain is not pleasure. It is a trap, and it is a lie that you were sold to, that this is pleasurable and this is a good idea. It is not. What happens when you're done with a video? You sit there and you feel like a cuck. You sit there depressed about life, weak, feeling powerless. You sit there in shame. You sit there in guilt, all because you couldn't resist one video. But the worst part is that this pain and these negative emotions, they linger. They linger throughout the day, and they linger throughout the week. And not only do they linger in your conscious mind, they linger in your subconscious. So if your conscious forgot about it, your subconscious mind will not forget. Imagine you take a bite of a chocolate cake that you buy, and the first bite feels pretty pleasurable, right? In your mouth. You're very happy with it. It's chocolate. It's warm. What can you expect? It's great. But as you keep biting this chocolate cake, it's rotten inside. There's like worms inside, and you feel disgusted by it. You feel weirded out that you even took this first bite, and you honestly even regret taking that first bite. But then think about this. You keep eating the cake even though you know it's rotten inside. You keep doing it because you chased this first bite that felt pleasurable. And you keep forgetting that after you take that first bite, it gets rotten after. Bro, this is exactly the same thing when you fap, right? You take that first bite, it feels good in the moment, it feels okay, whatever, some pleasure for, watching those pixels. But then you feel all this pain, you feel all this guilt, this apathy after you're done. But you forget every single time. They say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. This is exactly what you're doing. You keep forgetting that it ends in pain. It ends in shitty emotions. You keep forgetting that. So stop forgetting that porn is fake pleasure. I want you to keep reminding yourself that it is. And those 2 minutes were not so worth it at the end, weren't they? You say to yourself, oh, just 2 minutes. But at the end of the day, you sit there powerless, feeling weak, feeling unmotivated. It was not worth it after all, was it? Another thing I want to tell you is that porn is for losers. And this one's going to hurt, and you're going to feel shit about this, but it's true. And I was also a loser for watching it in the past. Why is it for losers? Because I'd have to argue that most people who watch it can't be successful. Unless you obviously quit. If you're watching porn, you cannot be a 1% man. You can't change my mind on that. And if you're coping right now and you're like, oh, no more, you're wrong. You actually could be a 1% man and watch porn every night. No, you can't. How do you imagine a 1% man? A man who has everything right. He has the woman of his dreams. He has the body of his dreams. His health is on point. He's making great money. Great relationships with family, with friends. Everything is on point. Yet he watches porn at night on his phone? What the fuck? How is this possible? So I hope that you accept now with me that, okay, a 1% man will not watch porn. Do we agree on that? Now that we hopefully agree on this point, are you really going to let this addiction stop you from being successful and being a 1% man? Are you really going to let some porn company decide the fate of your life? A company that makes more and more money every time you're stuck in mediocrity and being an average man. It's time to actually have some self-respect for yourself, brother. It's time to be fed up with being a loser. Because do you actually think that you will look back on life and think about the times that you watched porn and be like, oh yes, this helped me be a 1% man. This helped me be successful. I'm so proud of it. Of course not. So why are you doing it? Why are you not respecting yourself and your future self? I want you now to use this anger that you probably feel at my words that I'm calling you a loser for watching porn and channel it into something productive instead of watching porn. Because it's perfectly normal to feel shit about this. I'm calling you a loser. It's okay. I was one too. But can you use this feeling to channel into something productive, into building some purpose, to doing something that is actually worth your time rather than watching porn? Another thing I want to tell you is that you need a why, right? You need a why to why you want to stop watching porn. And I'll give you a reason why. And I just said it before, your reason should be that you want to be a 1% man. And as you and I said, and we agreed, a 1% man does not watch this type of bullshit. Because a 1% man understands that every minute that he could have watched porn or wasted his time on fake pleasure, it's a minute or two that he could have built his legacy and worked on his purpose and on his higher calling rather than wasting it. I really think that all urges go away when you have this mindset that these habits take you away from being a 1% man, and you generally become disgusted with doing anything that takes you away from this greater purpose. And speaking of urges, I have a free ebook down below to help you overcome all nofap urges. I think that quitting porn may very well be the most important habit in self-improvement. I think this because every time you watch porn, for some reason, your life gets darker and darker. Why does this happen? This happens because every time you watch porn, you release low energy states, low vibrational states. And these low vibrational states, they attract more low vibrational states. And these low vibrational states I'm talking about, it's not even something that's like wishy-washy, right? I'm not some kind of wishy-washy person. This is genuinely about feeling these emotional states after you watch porn that we talked about. Things like shame, like guilt, like apathy. And these emotions and low energy states, they attract more of that. So you feel guilt, you feel shitty. That attracts more of these negative emotions. They're like best friends, right? All these negative, shitty emotions will attract more and more of those. And that is why your life feels worse and worse. It's a very dangerous cycle. And honestly, why watching porn, and the more you watch it, life just for some reason gets worse and worse. This is exactly why. And I would have to argue, and this is something you probably don't want to hear, the universe and God will not favor you positively when you're in these states. Your life will not be easier when you get in these states. I promise to you. And that's why I think that quitting porn, it might literally be the most important habit in self-improvement. Because when you quit it, you make room for higher energy states. Higher energy states that make you experience life more positively. Things like confidence, things like purposefulness, things like awareness. These emotions don't come when you're in these low energy states when you're watching porn. And to the contrary of what I said before, God or the universe will favor you more positively when you're in these higher states, because you're finally aspiring to be a better version of yourself. So of course life will be easier. Of course things will be going your way. And this should genuinely inspire you. It should inspire you to know that there is a positive light here. Life can be so much better on the other side. It can be so much better when I quit porn. Life will just be easier for me. Things will just align better. And I promise you, this is true in every single way. For my last point, I want to leave you with a quote from Aristotle. He says, "I count him braver who overcomes his desires than him who conquers his enemies, for the hardest victory is over self." This is such a powerful quote and a point I really want to make right now. At the end of the day, it's you versus yourself. It's not you versus some other person. It's not you versus this other guy that watches porn or doesn't watch porn. It's you versus your own mind. It's a constant battle between you and your mind. The moment you realize that, your life will change. It will change because you have to finally understand that you cannot trust your mind that has put you in this shitty position that you want to change, that has made you so addicted that you are so brainwashed to believe that porn is actually good for you. Oh, just 2 minutes every other day. Oh, just 4 minutes every third day of the week. Your brain literally put you in this position, so how could you trust it? Are you really gonna listen to this negative inner voice telling you that it's okay? It's okay to watch porn. Just deal with the consequences later. 10 years down the line when you'll be so addicted than ever, like I told you will be. Or you can now decide to not listen to this negative inner voice telling you to go watch porn, telling you that it's fine. Oh, just 1 more minute, bro. It's not going to hurt me, is it? Of course it will hurt you. And I'm here to tell you that. It will hurt you because these actions compound over time. 1 minute doesn't feel like a lot of time, but you watch it and you feel shitty, and you feel shitty for the whole week and for the whole day. These things compound, bro. Start not really trusting your mind. Start questioning your mind and your beliefs, and understand that it is a battle against yourself, against your own mind. And I wish you the best of luck in this battle. I really hope that with the information I gave you today, you feel disgusted with porn. I hope that you can better conquer your desires and your urges, and that you've unlocked something, and that something has clicked in your head that has never clicked before. That is my aim. And most importantly, replay that part, the negative visualization part, to keep reminding yourself, what happens if I continue on this path? It will not be a good path. And that should generally make you disgusted with porn. It should generally make you disgusted with this addiction, because you know the best version of yourself, the 1% version of yourself, does not indulge in this activity. Brother, I hope this video helped you. I have a resource down below. It's a NoFap ebook to help you crush all your NoFap urges. It's free, so check it out. I hope this video helped you. I'll see you next time. Peace.